by Apostle Thomas Kusi-Appiah. He is a relationship coach. Now, you can share your thought with us, and then, of course, you also, if you answer the questions correctly, you will have the chance to spend the day with us here on the Breakfast Live Show on Tuesday. So the number to call is 0302 908 607. The phone lines have been activated, so you can start calling 0302 908 607 is the number to call. Good morning to you, Apostle.
Good morning, Lebanon.
Happy New Year. We've not met the whole of this year,
Yes,
right?
many happy returns to you.
Right. How have you been?
Oh, by the grace of God.
We bless God. Well, Tuesday is Valentine's Day. I mean, just as I said early on, we have to know our spouse's love language. I'm yet to find. Actually, I don't even know his love language. So explain what love language is to us in simple terms so that we get to understand it well.
All right. So a very good morning to cherished viewers of TV Africa. And let me also thank you for hosting me this morning. Lebanon, you see, let me say language. Language is a means of communicating.
Right.
And you see, an average person, unfortunately, I always say this, you see, when you are teaching emotional intelligence, one of the fundamental, the theme is that you must be aware of yourself, because self-awareness. You know, an average person don't know himself or herself. Now, language is a way or a means to communicate. Now, when God designed us, there are some emotional buttons he put in us. You understand?
Emotional batteries.
Buttons.
Buttons.
Yes, like plugs or something like when you have a switch, when you put the switch on, it's a condition, the power will come on. The same with every human being, you have something like that in you. But many people don't know. Because of, normally I'd say because of the nature syndrome, I've spoken about it, just that because you are born into an environment, most of the things that are done to you growing up, you begin to appreciate them. So, for instance, if your dad, used to express his love to you by giving you gifts, you grow thinking that the only way to express love is receiving gifts. Maybe when somebody buys something for me. Meanwhile, there's something we call it primary language. There's something God has already put in you that would make you feel appreciated, that will make you feel satisfied, that will make you feel like, yeah, indeed, this person really loves me. But because of the second, so we have to call primary love language and secondary love language. Many of us don't know our primary love language because, like I said, we are more used to the secondary one. So that's why you can meet a lady.
Those ones are parents give us.
Yes, like how the environment, depend on how people express their love to you. So you build your mind, think, well, this is what love should be. So for instance, there are people when they see you moving around with your partners, wow, I really like the way you guys are together. He sees this and it's like, well, this is the way to go. Meanwhile, he will marry and husband will be around and it's like, I don't feel comfortable you being around me like that. Something you saw and you felt like this because there's something in you which is not being met. So this morning we are going to look at our primary love language.
So take us through the types of love languages that.
So when you talk of the primary love language, there are people whose love language, number one, you call them we call words of affirmation. Yeah. So some ladies, for instance, when they dress and you don't
compliment them.
It's like they feel unappreciated. They feel you are not part of me, or I'm not part of you, or you don't even see me around you. Like I'm like a non-entity around you. There are people whose love language, the primary one, is receiving gifts. To them, you can even go and stay somewhere, let the gift flow, and she or she is okay.
She's okay.
Yes. There are those whose love language is all about act of service. The way you render service to you, support them. So I remember one time I was doing counsel, I was like, this is where many counselors have destroyed people's marriage. Because when you are going to marry, because they don't understand some of this thing, they tell you, oh, Obadiah, or Shakechina, Kobuana. Imagine your love language is not about act of service. You go to the kitchen or the contable with him because she needs her space. But the other women who love that, they want their husband to be around them whenever they're doing something by supporting them. There are those whose love language is what? Quality time. To them, it's about having that quality time with me. Even if you are not physically present, how you call me on phone, how you speak to me, let me feel that, yeah, you think about me. Then there are those who love language is what? Physical touch. These are primary buttons in people. But you see, before I go there, let me say that generally, when you talk of love, there are 4 dimensions to love to women. And this dimension must be expressed in the elements that I've just mentioned. The 4 dimensions to love to a woman, number 1 is attention. Number 2 is time.
Right.
Number 3 is affection. And number 4 is security. Which means, so love is like a boss to a woman.
Gifts are not parts.
You come the last and say, so
Okay.
the same way, the same 4, dimension, attention, time, affection, security.
Right.
How do you express it, or how you express it differ?
Right.
You paying attention to somebody whose love language is receiving gifts means when you think of me and you come to visit me, don't come empty-handed.
Exactly.
You
Please
understand?
don't come
That's why there are
empty-handed,
people,
please.
the moment you get there, you visit them, you get what did they buy? That's the first question. So it means you couldn't talk about.
And even if we don't voice out, we say it in our head.
Yes. So even though you think, I've spent time with the person, I'm giving that attention and affection to me, that whole concept, that attention, time, affection, and security must be expressed in giving me gifts. So that, wow, that was very thoughtful of you. Yeah, you thought about me by getting me this. But there are other women, the same dimension must be expressed in what I mentioned, quality time. If you really think about me, at least you should have even called me to check on me to see how I was faring.
Counselor, how do we get to know this?
So
because probably I'm with you, I might not know exactly what your love language is. How do I get to know?
Just as I mentioned, the number 1 thing is our consistent, report, or our consistent, issues that we raise. So, for instance, if you are with your wife and you're going out, then the first question is, what time being? Watch it, do. I've waited for you. The whole concept is about, I need you around me. Then to that person's love language, quality time. It's not about the gift you are bringing to me. I need you around me. I need your presence. When your wife keeps asking you, then I talk. I mean, like you said, one fashion, but to example.
I was just speaking the mind of women. Example.
So you see, we have that, unfortunate assumption
that every woman loves
gifts.
That's
where
but is that not the case?
No, unfortunately, that's why you can have a woman whose husband has gotten her a house, a car, almost everything she needs.
And she's still not
A friend will tell her,
satisfied.
wow, I'm happy for you. Wow. And she's like, I'm not happy in this relationship. Why? The husband is so busy.
Making
no
money.
time for her. And the husband just feels that women want gifts. I've got you everything you need.
Then.
Every month, it's like, tell me, where do you want to go? Holidays, this, I will sponsor you. Meanwhile, this lady's love language is about quality time. She will never be happy, and you're wondering, hey, I've given you everything you need. It's not everything she needs. You've not given her her primary love language. Yes, you are providing. There's a dimension you are giving, but it doesn't correlate with the love language. And that's why many men are failing.
Right.
So you think, let me even give this example. Recently, I had a talk with a lady, and she was complaining that the husband is stingy. Why? The husband is staying abroad. And if sometimes to even get money from, she can talk. Meanwhile, this man can call her, speak with her on phone for 4 hours. And the mother will say, hey, who need your door? And I'm like, so I just started my last as you're doing. So I'm like, your mother's time. So
and
she
attention.
She I don't use the word envy. She feels like, wow. Somebody who can spend hours with me on phone. Meanwhile, this lady, after talking for
It sounds like, can one person have like 3 different types of love
you
languages?
see, the reason sometimes if you can have 3, 4, it's like I said, because of the secondary, the way, like I said, where you grew, the way you show. But everybody have one primary love language. Like I said, that one thing that makes you feel well, I'm satisfied. That's why, like I said, you feel like it's about gift. After receiving the gift, you are still craving for that attention from the man. You feel like, no, your job is so important to you. You don't have time for me. Then you realize that you thought it was about gift. Now you have the gift. Meanwhile, you are not happy. You are not satisfied. You understand? Like, the problem, like I said, is that we don't know ourselves. That's why the problem is. And every person don't know himself or herself that, look, this is me. If I get all this and I don't get this, I will not be satisfied. You understand? So even sometimes in choosing partners, because of that's why we have a lot of, so sometimes somebody can marry a very rich person, because the person, like I said, growing up further, it's about receiving this, about being able to travel abroad for the holidays. Now you're going to marry this rich guy, And yes, you are getting the holidays, you are getting this and that, and you feel like, no, I'm not happy. So it is important we first and foremost understand our makeup, like I said, because self-awareness, be aware of who you are. You understand? And also, it's also important as couples to identify our, our partner's love language.
How do we identify?
That's number one. Check the consistent complaints.
Okay.
Pay attention. There are some men who have just closed their mind that because, like, as you said, the general knowledge is that women want gifts. So it's all about the gift. No, we are not the same. Yes, the gift is good, but there are some women that the gift don't satisfy them. And that's the knowledge you must have from today. So that you don't just assume that's about gift. I've gotten the gift. You should be happy. It's not about you should be happy. This is emotion. There's something in
satisfied?
That is it.
Yeah.
You understand? There are those who even want that kind of, we call it physical touch. Physical touch goes beyond just having sex. If like that woman, if that woman's, love language is physical touch, you go to a program and you leave her and sit somewhere.
She will get close to you and then
she be moody. And I'm like, why? She wants to be close to you, holding your hand. That kind of thing. There are some women even on bed, they can't sleep without holding their husbands. There are some women like that. I know some women too. In fact, if you are a husband and you go close to them, they can't even sleep. We are not the same. You see, that's one thing we should know. We have closed our minds to knowledge. We assume that we are the same. We are not the same. So the earlier you get this understand, the better for you. So that you don't, and sometimes about our previous relationship, because maybe you were moving with Kusi-Appiah, and Kusi-Appiah was more about receiving it. You move it here and you think, your Kusi-Appiah should behave like, they're not the same. So it is important you need to study. That's why when you're looking at the principle of dating, one of the key things we spoke about, to identify yourself. Yeah. And these are key elements in there. When you're able to identify yourself, for instance, if your love language as a man, there are some men whose love language are words of affirmation. So for instance, you call your wife and it's like, wow, my dear, I'm so happy. I just won a contract. And all the only statement that comes from the woman, you feel like you're so selfish. At least let's talk about me for once. I said something. Congratulate me, be happy for me. That man will be so angry, like, because he sees you as somebody who is so selfish, who doesn't even care. You understand? It's not about me cooking for my husband, having sex and those things. No. You should identify your husband. When he speaks, he wants you to compliment him. At least congratulate, because see, I mentioned about the dimension of love. Man, the 4 elements. When it comes to the dimension of love to man, we have 3 elements.
Take us
Number 1 is respect, as we all know most of the time we speak about it. Number 2 is honor. You understand? And number 3 is purpose.
Purpose.
These are the 3 dimensions.
Okay.
That defines love, which means when a man is, get close to you, and the dimensions that, so through this, 3 dimensions, respect, honor and purpose. When I speak to you, I expect you to at least give me that kind of recognition. Say, yes, what you're saying is maybe right. Encourage me. I need that motivation from you. So if you're a woman and your husband is operating from this angle, and all you think about is the school fees, so can't you even give me that motivation? Especially that's when a man, sometimes when a man is down, and you still now try to now compare him to his friends and like, see, you can't do this. Can't you see? Is he not a man like you? You have destroyed him. You have killed him. Because love to a man is not about you saying it, that's not about words. That's why, see, our women should learn it. When you keep on telling your husband, I love you, all that he asks in his mind is, we live to see. Because to a man, it's not about you saying it. You must demonstrate it. Yes. To a man, it's about, if you claim you love me, then show me that respect. Give me that support, because I'm a very purposeful person. So whenever your husband wants to do something and you keep discouraging him, hey, you can't do it. You are killing him. To him, you are demonstrating to him that you don't love him.
I see.
That's what some women like, I do everything for my husband, but so my husband, so do you think you do everything? Or do you even know what you are supposed to do? Why? Because this is a dimension. And this dimension must also be demonstrated in the thing, like I said, when you're able to identify your love language or the husband's love language, then you must show it always.
you must show it always, right? So the phone lines have been activated. Just as I said early on, it has been activated. You can call in now. You can call 0302908607. Let me take it again, 0302908607. It has been activated, so you can call in now and share your thought with us. Counselor, you were on the submission.
Yeah. So see, and let me even quickly add this. So now that's why, based on the dimensions of love, that's why the Bible, simplifies it. The elements I mentioned, love, that's respect, purpose,
Right.
that they are all found in that word called submission.
Okay.
Yes. But you see, the unfortunate thing is that our women, like I said, most of them just import. Import means we just learned that we have different love languages. So what it means is that whenever you want to show that love to somebody, don't import it. Don't think because this is how I express my love to this person, or this is how my mother expressed love to my father. Therefore, I want to do the same to my husband. We are not the same, because respect is relative. What I will consider as respect will not necessarily be, seen as respect to you. For instance, if I grew up in an environment where when you're speaking to an elderly person, you must bow your head. You don't need to look straight into the person's eye.
Right.
That's the respect to me.
Counselor, what happens if your love language is, but hold on for me, we have our first caller. Hello, good morning to you, Mamia. Hello, Mamia, good morning. Right, we lost Mamia. But, Counselor, what happens if your love language is not being met in a relationship?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you have a lot of people complaining. And sometimes they don't even know why they are not happy. Because, like I said, one of the critical elements in life, let me mention again, is self-awareness. But unfortunately, many of us don't know ourselves. So you feel like, I'm not happy in this relationship, yet you can't even explain it yourself. You can't even explain it. Or you keep on saying, I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not happy. Why are you not happy? Because the husband feels that I've gotten you food. I've paid the school, I've paid the bills, I've done this. I've done everything necessary. But because you yourself, you can't even explain it, and the husband too is not ready to identify it.
Right, we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, so just call in, share your thought with us. What are your love languages? Because on Tuesday, we're looking forward to having some beautiful couples here to spend the day with us. So the number to call is 0302908607. Understand, my first caller is back on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you. Right. It looks like the lines are disturbing us this morning. But, Counselor, you're on.
So you need to pay attention to our spouse. You see, don't just assume you know the person. Don't just assume we are the same. You understand? I was giving an example of how we even see respect. Somebody sees respect as talking to another person and bowing your head. Another person who lives in an environment where when you're talking to another person, as a son of respect, you must look straight. You hear people say, "Shomani, the same respect means something different somewhere. Here means look straight into my eyes. Here means look down. So it means it is relative.
But Counselor, sometimes you can be listening to the person and be doing some other things. Is that wrong?
So if the person grew up in an environment where respect me, when you're talking to me, give me all the necessary attention.
Stop everything you're doing.
Give me all the necessary attention. Let me know that yes, indeed, I'm talking to you. If the person grew up in such an environment, they always don't complain. You don't respect me. You don't respect me. And you'll be wondering, but what is this? And we are talking, I'm here, at least. It's the yes, I can hear you. But to him, this is how he views the thing. That's why, before you go into a relationship, you must understand your person. The whole foundation of marriage is understanding. And this is where we are getting it wrong. It's not just about the infatuation. When I meet Lebanon, because she looks like the kind of lady I want, my heart begins to shake, boom, 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 boom. Those things are what we call passion. But love goes beyond that. Are you getting it? There are things in you that until it is met, you will never be happy. You will never be satisfied. So it is important you know yourself and be able to, communicate. That's what language. Communicate it well to your spouse to let you know. As for me, it's about respect. And it's about respect. It's also about respecting in such a, like I said, respect to relative. What means respect to me may not necessarily be respect to you. So you need to communicate it. And that's what when I'm talking to, my married couples, I tell them, bro, the Bible is so good. When you read the Bible, when you say submission, say submit to your own. God is why, meaning that what we look at submission to me may not necessarily be submission to somebody. So the word is own.
Right, Counselor, we'll take a break here, but when we come back, we'll talk about young people in relationship. This love language you're explaining and talking about, does it apply in there too, or is just for married couples? Right, so we take a break here. There's more. Please take and stay.
A wise man once said, always have a contingency plan. Come along and journey with Kusi-Appiah University, the first and fully fledged multimedia, technology and communication university in Ghana. Kusi offers courses in graphic design, animation, editing, media studies, fashion design, sound engineering, computer science and screen acting. As part of our Learn to Earn agenda, which has got others following the trend, Kusi-Appiah University has introduced an all-new civil CAD course, which encompasses 2D, 3D, Revit, AutoCAD, Start Pro, Electrical CAD, Rivet Civil and Rivet Architecture designs, which are taught by our professionals from India. What then are you waiting for? Join us and there will be no time to waste on regrets. Call us on 0244-263-011 and 0577-263-011. Or visit our website on www.kusi-appiahuniversity.com. Inquiries: Kusi-Appiah University, innovating and perfecting tomorrow's multimedia technology today.
Right, you welcome back from the break. This is a key issue segment. Of course, today we're not doing anything hard on this segment. We're talking some relationship issues because Tuesday is Valentine's Day. I am excited about that because I love love. Let me put it that way. Now on Tuesday, we're looking forward to spending some quality time with couples who get the chance to join us here on the breakfast show. But before you can join us, you have to contribute to this particular segment. Just call in, answer some questions, and you get to book a spot here on the show. So the number to call, the phone lines have been activated already. So the number to call is 0302-908-607. Let me take it again, 0302-908-607. Counselor, before we went on the break, I was talking of the fact that looking at the recent young people's relationship, it looks like everybody's love language is money, and I'm worried for the young guys coming up. It looks like there's so much stress on them. Is that the case?
Yeah, so now, as I mentioned, this is the trend because of the secondary love language. This is the environment you're operating in now. To them, they look at money because you should be able to afford my basic needs. You should be able to afford the iPhones and the rest for
Exactly.
me. But they should learn from today that aside that, you need to also identify your primary love because that is what defines you. That's why today divorce rate is so high because now this person now gets this money, getting the iPhone, but after marriage, you realize that after all the money and the whatever you think you are getting, you are still not satisfied. You understand? That's why I mentioned that we have the primary and the secondary. The secondary is the environment, how the environment trains you. So now an average lady out there wants a man who can spend on me, who can take me to Dubai, who can, yes, but it goes beyond that. So it is important. Don't just reduce yourself to the secondary. It's rude. Like I said, as for the secondary, that's the environment you grew.
Is it important to look out for all these things in the relationship before you get married?
Of course, because that is the whole concept of marriage. Because marriage simply means I'm coming to add up to your life. Check the Satan God made. Say it's not good for this one to be alone. I will make him a helper. So that word is you are going to add that to somebody's life. And yet you don't even know the person. You don't even understand the person. That's why you rather go and cause pain to the person. Because what makes the person happy to you, you see it in a different way. What the person, the same way like I see, when you say switch is something that can turn on and off.
There's something called mumu button.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I'm talking about the love language I mentioned. Say switch. It can turn on and off. That's the same with this. Somebody gives opposite and it puts you off. People like what put you off because if your love language is words of affirmation, reach me anytime somebody speaks foul words to you, in fact the person has destroyed you. Or pekasade or person obonabaso. Oh, why you fair? Oh, by now
But you know some men too don't like that. The moment you go to oh today you are looking nice, I just say me the miniska.
Well, it depends on the train, like as they said. As we say, you actually put it that the environment we are living in now is all about money. So the moment you are giving compliment to that man, he assumes, oh, register. But that doesn't change the fact that if the person, I'm saying that what your love language is, your primary love language, it can turn you on or off. So if the person's love language is words of affirmation,
you should know the buttons to press.
Yes, but I'm saying your point is if you know that maybe your love language is words of affirmation, it also means that if somebody turns it wrongly, it will put you off. You want to hear good words from somebody, compliment. So the same way if the person speaks foul words or young or can't send it breaks you down.
Exactly.
So the same words can make you happy or cause you or make you sad. Are you getting my point? The same way if your love language is an act of service, when somebody does get close to you and the person is now not helping the way you want to be helped, you feel like the person is causing problem for you. So the same button can be turned on or off. So that's why it's important to know the love language of your partner, especially like I said, the primary one. That's why the secondary, we all know it, like you say, you can't just go and now date a young lady if you can't spend on her. That's a trend, but it goes beyond that. And like I said, if they don't know, then they should learn from today and also understand why those who claim they love themselves today, tomorrow they will divorce.
Right. So amongst all the love languages that you have mentioned, which one is the most commonest?
Well, see, as for that statement, commonness now comes in when some of them have now become are found in the secondary love language. Become common because that is the normal.
Trend.
That's it. But like I said, there are some people when you are with them, give them the gifts, and still, if you don't do what they need, they will still not be happy.
I see.
Are you getting it? So yes, you can be demonstrating the common ones, but check the love language or the primary love language of your spouse. If not, you give the gift and still you will not be happy, or the person will not be happy.
Right, I understand Mami Sewa is on the line. Hello, good morning to you, Mami Sewa.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You look very pretty on set today.
Thank you. I hope you're well.
I'm also fine. Please, is it wrong for a lady's love language should be money?
Okay. Thank you so much for asking this question, Mami Sewa. Are you married? Hi, Mami Sewa. Are you married? Okay, we lost her. But counselor, she asked the question: is it wrong for someone's love language to be money?
To mention, there are some whose love language is receiving gifts. So that gift,
counselor. Love language, money.
So I just.
But are you aware?
I just spoke to. I spoke to a lady and she was celebrating her birthday. And the guy just sent money that take this money and go and spend. And the lady was angry. So you realize that it's not just about the money. The lady wanted to have quality time with this.
But you agree
she
with
didn't
me.
Even go out that day. According to her, she didn't even go out.
But you agreed with me.
I'm not saying she can't come. But I'm saying that has become part of the secondary. So we look at it and it's like, oh, okay, this is it. But the point is, it goes beyond that. Don't reduce women to that it's all about money. Are you getting it? Individually, they all have their love language. So yes, the money goes, and still, if you don't meet the person's emotional need, the person will still not be happy.
So we can have like 3 or 4 love languages.
Can you imagine people that go date divorcing or their wife divorcing? What kind of money and That should tell you something. that it goes beyond money. If Bill Gates can lose a wife, then it's not about money.
That's a big one. It brings me to my next question. Can love language change over time?
No.
Counselor,
the reason why we
why?
feel it changes is that, like I said, we start a journey from somewhere. Like I said, that's what I started by saying that because we grow up in an environment and how our parents express their love to them, if it's about compliment, hey, why are you? No, he feels happy. So growing up, no, he feels that my love language is words of affirmation. Meanwhile, he or she doesn't know the primary one. Now you grow old, you marry, and realize that your love language rather is receiving gifts. It took me by about him. I want to say, you know, never be too. You rather than what made you happy, made excited you yesterday cannot excite you anymore because you are not getting to know yourself. But it's not just about the words. My love language is about money. It will kasa na she and table. So I don't feel you love me. That's why we feel it changes. It doesn't change. It changes because of the secondary. We are combining the two. You understand? So many people, after years, before they discover. So, for instance, that's why I was telling some men when I met them that, look, years back, when women were not working, we thought that's all about taking care of them. Today, many women can even take care of their men.
Yeah.
Their salary are even bigger than the men. So if you assume that it's all about the money, you give it the money to the woman, and that settles everything. And now she's not taking money from you. What again do you have to offer to her?
Right, Counselor, I'll come back to you, but Nana Kwame is on the line. Hello, good morning to you, Nana Kwame.
Good morning, Mommy.
Right, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Right, Nana Kwame, are you married?
I am on the line, but I'm not yet.
I see. Do you know your partner's love language?
Sure, I know.
All right. So, can you tell me what happens if you do not meet your partner's love language? Counselor has just taken us through that.
Please, can you go back again? I didn't hear you well, please.
All right. I asked if you know your partner's love language, and then you said yes. Now, Counselor has just spoken to us about what happens if you do not meet your partner's love language. If you can tell us, then you get to book a spot here on the show on Tuesday.
Okay, I came late, but I can say something, the part that I hear.
Can you speak up a little for me, please?
I said I came and reached the program late, so the part that I hear, that I can express myself on.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Someone would speak to you. Right, Nana Kwame, are you still there?
Hello?
Nana Kwame.
Yes.
It looks like my producer really wants to book a spot for you. Now, can you explain love language for us? What is love language?
Okay, it's like love language, to my understanding, is like that your partner like expect from the relationship and how you people want the relationship to go. So if like you understand your partner about how he or she feels and how the relationship wants to go. Maybe like me, for instance, I can cook, I can do everything for myself. So all that I need is my partner to be with me, like have time for me. So it's like she didn't have that time for me. I see maybe she doesn't or something. You understand? So I don't need her to cook for me. I don't need her to tidy the room and all that, the house. But all that I need is she to be with me. And she understands that.
Right. So your love language is spending quality time with your partner,
time.
right?
I don't need anything from her to wash, to cook. No. I can do that stuff. So all that I need is she to be with me.
Right. Thank you so much for calling, Nana Kwame. Hold on. My producer will speak to you. Right, Counselor.
And even from what he said, that even now will help you to know the kind of woman to marry. So because if you go and marry a career woman who will be traveling with the bosses, then you see a man complaining, hey, you don't have time for me. You are married to your job. Meanwhile, another man stands and wish that I wish I have this woman as my wife. Somebody who wish that woman his wife. Meanwhile, you are complaining because your love language is quality time. You understand?
But can it be a weakness in a
no,
relationship?
it's not a weakness. This is how God designed you. We are not the same. That's why, see, the reason why today, I'm let me say this again. We are having challenges in our relationship is that instead of us to know who we are and who to complement us, and every person don't know himself. So we just assume, like I said, most of us move it, the secondary, love language, like I said, general knowledge. Oh, as for a woman needs to take care of the home. A woman needs to wash. A woman needs to do this, that. Meanwhile, marriage goes beyond that. Are you getting it? Because, you see, let me quickly add this for our viewers to appreciate it. There are 3 roles that every man must play. Listen, every man must play for their wife. And there are 3 roles that every woman must play for their husband. And this love language forms part. Number 1 is every woman must be a mother to the husband.
Okay.
Your mother who defines your role towards not even your home alone, the society. You understand? The second element is your role as a wife, being